PXG have just dropped a Black Ops Iron line. This is a price point Iron line. Who's it for? What's the tech? Let's find out.
Yeah, well, price point's a bit of a stretch, right? It's price point for PXG, so
Yep.
it's their entry into like a middle price club, not necessarily low end by
Yes.
any means.
That's a good
Everything they
point.
do is pretty high end.
Yep.
So it's not, it's a good thing, right? But they're really kind of actually pushing this as a separate line, and it's a little less expensive, but it's still got a lot of the same performance.
A lot of the same tech as the Gen 7, which is surprising. They can put all that into a lower price point package because the Gen 7's really got some stuff going on.
Exactly.
It's gone away from that kind of 5x forged, but it's got all of the tech that would help ball flight, right? So we've still got the channel that we talked about in the
Right.
Gen 7 line over the face, which helps with higher in the face shots, but not necessarily lower in the face shots.
Right.
We've got a loft that sits kind of in the middle of the 0311P and XP. So 28 degree 79, still considered strong.
Yeah, it's going 164, 165, right? So it's right
Yep.
between the two. You got
Yep.
160 on the P, which is not super aggressive, which kind of way I liked it. And then the XP 170, that's on the high end of the scale. This is right in the middle.
Yeah, and spin launch is still at the lower end. So although they have probably nudged CG low here and try to make it kind of forgiving, this is still going to be more beneficial to someone who hits the ball high. This thing's coming out pretty flat.
Yeah, it's a relatively low launching, but I love that, right?
You need that, right?
Super high.
Yep. And it really still be pushed towards the distance because you've gone beyond the middle of the road players. Distance
Yeah,
clubs.
it's kind of high. It's almost towards the distance club, players club.
Yeah.
I have to think of part of that, more that direction.
And there is another piece of tech in here that we've kind of had to figure out, right? They're calling it dual cavity.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting one. So we're like, what is dual cavity? So essentially what they're saying is, it's hollow for one, so that's a cavity.
Yep.
And then towards the top of it is actually, cut out. There's almost a cavity on the top.
Yep.
And it's kind of filled in with a badge a little bit, but it's like a second way of perimeter weighting the top end of the club.
Yeah, so you put some kind of some thinner weight there and raising the CG maybe?
No, not really. It's kind of just pushing weight more towards the heel and toe.
Heel and toe.
Really.
Okay.
Seems to help. I mean, it seems to make sense to me.
Well, the heel and toe thing makes sense. It's tighter from left to right, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Really good left to right. Again, we see quite a bit of drop off when you hit it thin. Most people don't hit it thin. I hit it thin now and then, but if
you're a sweeper,
hit it fat, and what it's not showing is a lot of people hit it fat.
Yeah.
And it's probably helping that quite a bit, which
Yeah.
is a pretty big thing for a lot of people.
You got to think of the golfer that this is aimed at is probably maybe a little steep, and then
Right.
you are going to hit that high in the face shot, and that's where you're going to get the channel.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We're going to have to set the robot up and do a little testing higher in the face on some of these things.
Yeah, they've got a list as long as our arm for that kind of stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yes, there's trade-off for a little bit of stopping power and spin launch, but this is a distance club. Again, let us know, do you like seeing the new dot system? These are the actual individual shots. Once we've had Dr. Mace scrub everything, this is the clean data that makes the most sense about this golf club. It's been verified, should we say.
And again, same as the 7 and the Gen 7 stuff. I mean, pretty much right to left, they've really got that dialed in.
Really. Yeah. And I think a lot of golf manufacturers have figured this stuff out now. Like
it looks like it, for
tungsten
sure.
positioning
Yep.
and putting that right in the weight in the right place. The one difference, and I think for a club building perspective, they've gone away from the adjustable weight in the back here.
Yeah, I kind of missed that on this one. That's a big advantage. Obviously, they got the weighting system in the hosel. And they got a really cool hosel setup that you can actually do taper tip or parallel.
Yes.
It's kind of unique. They're the first guys doing it. I think it was brilliant, actually. It's got different ferrule that centers it if you want to use taper tip. And a little tip cap, or you can use a parallel shaft. So you've got a lot of options with it. But it doesn't have that screw in the back.
Yep.
So it's got to be put in the hosel. So
But
the only disadvantage to that really is you got to do it when you build the clubs.
Right, yeah.
You can't go back and adjust it later.
And we do that. It just one side makes our job super precise. This one takes a little bit extra work.
Yeah, just a little more work.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this gave you a really good insight into what the Black Ops Iron is all about. Is it relative to your game? There's only one way to really find out. Head to coolclubs.com and book your fitting today.